The Seralogix Study Manager is the best way to design, execute, and report on your preclinical studies. Preclinical animal studies are very complicated and highly susceptible to errors. World-class researchers who excel in scientific methods regularly get tripped up by the complexity and nuance of statistical models and experimental designs, and by the many moving parts in study execution, especially when delegating the details of treatment administration and data collection to a team. This results in animal study findings that are not reproducible in clinical trials and the publication of misleading results. And this means a lot of wasted money, and perhaps more importantly, an enormous amount of wasted time the researcher can never recover. Seralogix helps researchers at each step of the preclinical study process to avoid the errors and the small mistakes that can render study results invalid, so that the researcher's ideas and hypotheses can be fully realized, with significantly higher rates of reproducibility and ultimately greater positive impact on the problem to be solved. To understand how it works, let's start by looking at how Seralogix supports study experimental design. The Study Design module presents a comprehensive and structured set of steps to help you think through and capture all the key information and design decisions for your study. It starts with a description step in which you document basic information, such as the type of study, hypothesis to be tested, purpose, and intervention model. Moving on to the conditions step, the researcher may set up one or more treatment groups with specified interventions, determine how the control group for the study will be handled, and define the plan for control samples, treatment administration, and post-treatment samples using either regular or irregular intervals. Next, the researcher may specify information about the animal subjects for the study, including the species, as well as more detailed strain information. Strains may be selected from databases sourced from the major labs, or the researcher may specify custom strains for non-standard subjects. And other important information about the animal subjects may be documented. Information about the environmental factors for the study are documented next, including things like housing and enclosures, ventilation, temperature, illumination, and diet. Information about the facilities is captured. Including any assignments of groups to different rooms in the facility. In the next step, the researcher specifies information on treatment administration and the important factors to be tracked and measured in the study. Using Seralogix, the researcher does not need to learn how to use a statistical software package or the details of statistical experimental design. First, details are entered about the method and amount of the primary treatment to be administered to animal subjects for all treatment and control groups. Next, any secondary factors the researcher wants to test for possible interactions with the primary treatment are entered. Both continuous and categorical factors are supported. For a secondary factor like stress, the researcher might create levels such as low, medium, and high stress. Blocking factors that may introduce variability in study results may also be tracked and controlled for, and like secondary factors may be defined as either continuous or categorical factors. And finally, the researcher can create response factors to measure the impact of the treatment being tested in the study. Response factors can be selected from major lab sources with hundreds of phenotypic measurements available to improve statistical predictability via real data, or the researcher can define custom response factors as needed. With all key design factors specified, the researcher can move on to analyze statistical options. Based on the structure of the specified study design, the best test type for the given structure is recommended from a set of choices such as t-test, one-way ANOVA, factorial ANOVA, and several others. The analysis engine automatically deals with design complexities such as nested designs with multiple factors and levels. An initial analysis is automatically run with common values for statistical parameters like significance, power, and effect size. And a graph is displayed to visualize the group sample sizes required to achieve these parameter values. The researcher may iteratively experiment with setting parameters to different potentially desirable values and then observe the impact on the sample sizes and associated costs required to achieve these targets. The researcher may also experiment with having parameters other than sample size calculated. When the researcher is satisfied with the expected analytical results of the study, the review page presents a simple summary view of how animal subjects will be allocated across the data plan to achieve these results. If the researcher has questions or areas of uncertainty and can benefit from speaking or working with someone with specific expertise in statistics applied to preclinical study designs, he or she can simply click the expert's icon to access a Seralogix service that accompanies the web application and connects researchers with expert consultants who can provide guidance to improve study designs, improving the quality of results and reproducibility. When the study design has been finalized, Seralogix seamlessly steps forward to help the researcher, and optionally a team, collect treatment and sample data at the right times and with accuracy while adhering precisely to the study design guidelines, ensuring that the data will effectively support the study's analysis goals. To get started in the data module, the researcher first sets preferences for data management. For example, a study may be blinded to guard against bias, and notifications can be generated to ensure data collection events are not missed or delayed. Next, the researcher enrolls each animal subject to be used in the study, entering the data needed to validate subjects and assign them to groups and factors. Animal subjects are randomized and assigned automatically to groups and factors to meet the requirements of the study design. The researcher may accept the automatically generated plan or may manually override it if needed. And finally, the researcher or members of the research team can use the data collection feature to proactively track upcoming data collection events, review past recorded events, and enter data for administered treatments and pre- and post-treatment samples. For researchers who use teams to assist with studies, the researcher may easily invite team members to join the study and may assign appropriate access rights and privileges to each team member. The reporting module is currently under development, with availability of this module anticipated in the second quarter of 2018. This module will automatically generate a number of different reports, such as IACUC proposals, grant applications, collected data summaries, hypothesis assessments, analysis of data, and more. Preclinical studies are a major undertaking and carry considerable risks of errors that impair reproducibility of study results, wasting time and money, and potentially even damaging reputations. Use of the Seralogix Study Manager significantly reduces the chance of these painful errors, while simultaneously making studies smoother and easier to design and manage. For more information, please visit our website or send us an email at info@seralogix.com. Thanks for watching this video, and we look forward to hearing from you.